ఇచ్చారు మేడం. దానికి
established in the year 1945 and has been catering the education needs from the past 75 years with quality education in and the surroundings areas of Eluru in West Godavari district. The college was established in the most convenient place, just 200 meters away from the APSRTC bus station on the GNT road of Eluru. College has full-spaced classrooms, fully equipped laboratories for physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, geology, and computer science. And college is also having language labs, conference halls, auditorium, central research lab, audiovisual hall. There are also separate gyms, waiting rooms, washrooms, hostels for boys and girls. The college has spacious playground, RO water plant, canteen within the campus. College has full-level green landscaping with beautiful gardens in major open areas of the campus. College is having exclusive health center with required amenities. College is also having career guidance and placement cell with all required amenities. As an additional feather in the cap, Andhra Pradesh State Skill Development Center was established in the college. College Central Library is established in large area with ground plus 2 floors having nearly 1 lakh volumes of books and journals. College has NCC unit. As the district was hub for the aquaculture, the college was offering an exclusive course for BSc Fisheries with well-established supporting lab. And also we have testing center for water analysis. So C.R. Reddy Autonomous College was established in the year 1945 and has been catering the education needs from the past 75 years with quality education in and the surroundings areas of Eluru in West Godavari district. The college was established in the history, botany, zoology, geology, and computer science. And college is also having language labs, conference halls, auditorium, central research lab, audiovisual hall. There are also separate gyms, waiting rooms, washrooms, hostels for boys and girls. The college has spacious playground, RO water plant, canteen within the campus. College has full-level green landscaping with beautiful gardens in major open areas of the campus. College is having exclusive health center with required amenities. College is also having career guidance and placement cell with all required amenities. As an additional feather in the cap, Andhra Pradesh State Skill Development Center was established in the college. College Central Library is established in large area with ground plus 2 floors having nearly 1 lakh volumes of books and journals. College has NCC unit. As the district was hub for the aquaculture, the college was offering an exclusive course for BSc Fisheries with well-established supporting lab. And also we have testing center for water analysis.
Good afternoon to all the, okay, na? Good afternoon to all the faculty members, student participants, and respected resource persons, honorable dignitaries from the college, principal of Sir C.R. College, correspondents, and in-charge principals, and all the faculty members, welcome to you all. I myself, B.V.R.T. Panikumar, acting as Head of the Department of Commerce and Organizing Secretary for this webinar. I cordially invite all the guests, participants, resource persons to this webinar on recent changes in commerce education, impact of digital advancements. In this connection, I invite the in-charge principal of our college, K. Visweswara Garu, and principal of the esteemed institution, Sir C.R. Reddy College, Dr. K. Ramaraj Garu, and respected correspondent of Sir C.R. Reddy UG courses, Dr. K. S. Vishnu Mohan Garu, and respected Kanal Srinivas Garu, correspondent Sir C.R. Reddy PG courses, and respected Kalagar Sivaram Krishna Prasad Garu, correspondent Sir C.R. Reddy courses, intermediate courses, and I cordially invite Dr. A. Veerabhadrav Garu, principal of intermediate courses, Sir C.R. Reddy College, and I invite Dr. V.R.S. Babu Elamanti, Director for Sir C.R. Reddy PG courses, and honorably inviting today's resource person, Dr. Venkatram Bhatt Garu and Dr. Harishchandra Singh Rathod Garu for this webinar. Also, I invite all the participants for today's national webinar. Now I request Sri K. Visweswara Garu, in-charge principal, to give welcome address. Over to Visweswara Garu.
A very good afternoon to one and all. I am very grateful to participate and welcome you all to this national webinar on recent changes in commerce education, impact of digital advancements. Today, the Department of Commerce of UG and PG, in association with IKSC, jointly organizing this national webinar with an eminent personalities, Dr. Venkatram Bhatt from Karnataka and Dr. Harishchandra Singh Rathod from Gujarat. At present, commerce education has undergone sea changes with increased focus on international partnerships and internships, student exchange programs, joint or collaborative degrees, etc. The most latest trends in commerce education for the year 2023 include business education has been significantly altered as a result of the increasing movements towards globalization and privatization. Now, digital technology has enabled the development of e-commerce, online banking, digital currencies, and remote work, among other innovations, which have reshaped traditional business models and created new economic opportunities. A digital transformation in education allows for a more realistic assessment of student achievement. A Digital India is a campaign run by Government of India to make this country a digitally empowered country. We are honored to have such a distinguished group of faculty and students who have joined with us. In this connection, I extend my warm greetings to all the participants and organizers of Department of Commerce of both UG and PG and IQAC of Sir C.R. Reddy College for organizing such a wonderful webinar. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, prayer followed by lighting the lamp.
शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्याये सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये अगजा आननपद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदं तं भक्तानाम् एकदं तमुपास्महे एकदं तमुपास्महे.
Thank you. Now, I request Dr. K. Ramaraj Garu, Principal, Sir C.R. Reddy Autonomous College, to give his opening remarks.
Respected correspondent, Autonomous College Dr. K. S. Vishnu Garu, respected correspondent PG courses Karnal Srinivas Garu, respected correspondent intermediate courses Kalagara Sivaram Krishna Prasad Garu, respected principal intermediate courses Dr. A. Veerabhadrao Garu, respected director PG courses Satish Babu Garu, esteemed guests and resource person Dr. Harchandra Singh Rathod Garu and Venkatram Bhatt Garu, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed participants and distinguished guests, a very warm welcome to all of you to this national seminar on recent changes in commerce education, impact of digital advancements. Dr. Harchandra Singh Rathod from Gujarat and Dr. Venkatram Bhatt from Karnataka are eminent personalities from prestigious universities who have lot of potential in practical as well as theoretical knowledge in assessing the changing trends in commerce education. Future itself ruled by commerce stream and numerous roles like business accountant, tax consultant, auditors, financial advisors, analysts, etc. India will rise to over 100 million in the next few years, which will in turn create more job opportunities and careers in the field of commerce like banking, insurance, transportation, sales, stock market, etc. All these opportunities will make the students' career bright and delightful. I hope this webinar will definitely helpful to upgrade the students' knowledge and acts as a guiding light to select the right path to settle well in the commerce field. I congratulate all the organizing people, particularly the Department of Commerce HOD BVRD Fankumar Garu and PG Commerce HOD Dr. Sri A. Vijay Kumar Garu and other members of Commerce Department, resource persons, participants on this occasion. I once again congratulate all the organizers and thanking you all for giving me this nice opportunity. I wish this webinar will be a successful one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your opening remarks. Now, I request Dr. K. S. Vishnu Garu, correspondent, Sir C.R. Reddy College UG courses, to deliver his greetings for today's webinar.
All and wishing you very good afternoon to all the distinguished guests, resource persons and all the participants of the today's webinar on recent changes in commerce education, impact on digital advancement. Commerce and trade became a part and parcel of this present day-to-day life, and the importance has increased double-foldedly after the post-COVID era. So, I am very happy the Department of Commerce has arranged a very beautiful, useful and up-to-date webinar on the above subject. I congratulate the Department of Commerce for having arranged this meeting. And I thank the distinguished guests for having accepted to participate in our webinar. And I wish the webinar a grand success. And I wish all the participants will enlightened by the webinar given by those two resources, eminent persons. I wish they go home with a beautiful knowledge after completion of this webinar. Wish you all the success and thanks all the people for inviting me for this occasion. Thank you one and all.
Thank you very much, sir, for your greetings. Now, I request Sri Kalagar Sivaramakrishna Prasad Garu, correspondent, Sarsiarity College for Intermediate Courses, to express the greetings of today's webinar.
I am very happy to see you all and wish all the participants who are participating in the national webinar of the recent changes in commerce education, impact of the digital advancement. I congratulate all of you and the program of grand success. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, I request Dr. A. Veerabhadrao Garu, Principal, Sarsiarity College for Intermediate Courses, to express his greetings for today's webinar.
Good afternoon to distinguished guests, resource persons, Dr. Harishchandra Singh Rathod and Dr. Venkatram Bhatt, esteemed participants from teaching and student community. A warm welcome to all of you to this national webinar on recent changes in commerce education, impact of digital advancements. It is very essential to prepare students keeping in view their ambitions, social requirements and the needs of the further generations. The task of faculty members is marvelous. Especially in the field of commerce, the opportunities are numerous and there is a lot of scope for employability, self-growth. Today, the entire world stands on digital platform and commendable transmission identified in the forum of reforms. It is necessary to give each student enough opportunities to acquire relevant knowledge about business and economy. The present national webinar will fulfill the needs and requirements of the present generations. I congratulate all the organizing people from Commerce Department, resource persons, participants on this occasion. Thank you. Thanks to one and all.
Thank you very much, sir, for your affectionate greetings. Now, I request Dr. VRS Babu Y, Director, PG Courses, Sarsiarity College, to deliver his greetings for today's webinar.
Good afternoon to all. Respected Dr. M.V.S. Prasad Garu, Honorable Secretary of CRR Education Institutions, respected K. Sishmohan Garu, Correspondent, CRD College, respected Kanal Srinivasarao Garu, Correspondent, CRR PG Courses, respected Kalagar Sivaramakrishna Prasad Garu, Correspondent, Intermediate Courses, Dr. K. Ramaraj Garu, Principal, CRD College, Dr. A. Veerabhadrao Garu, Principal, Intermediate Courses. Today's Organizing Secretary, Dr. B.V.R. Pankumar Garu, Convener A. Vijay Kumar Garu. Today's webinar resource persons, Dr. Harishchandra Singh Rathod Garu, and Dr. Venkatramana Garu. A very good afternoon to all. I welcome you all for today's national webinar on recent changes in commerce education, impact of digital advancements. The new educational policy 2020 has brought several changes in our education system. Accordingly, we have implemented online learning, new technology, e-commerce, financial technology, automation, cyber security, remote work skills. Commerce is a backbone of Indian economy. I hope today's webinar brings fruitful results in this aspect. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Thank you one and all.
Thank you very much, Satish Garu, for your affectionate greetings towards our webinar. Now, it's our immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Venkatram Bhatt Garu, who is resource person of today's webinar, the first resource person of the webinar. In this connection, I request Srimati A. Lavanya Ma'am, Assistant Professor from the Department of Commerce, to give a brief introduction about Dr. Venkatram Bhatt Garu, who is the resource person of today's webinar. Over to Srimati Lavanya Ma'am. I request Lavanya Ma'am, Srimati A. Lavanya Ma'am, to introduce Dr. Venkatram Bhatt Garu. Due to the technical reasons, she is coming. Just a few seconds. Please bear with us.
Panikumar sir, it's okay.
Sir, actually she is on the line, but due to the technical reason, the
It's okay, sir.
voice
It's
is
okay.
not connecting. She's
My
waiting
voice
for.
is connecting.
Sir,
Good
she got
afternoon
the
to
line,
all
sir.
the dignitaries. Good
She
afternoon
got the line.
to all the dignitaries and my dear students. I am Lavanya from the Department of Commerce. Before you to say few words about our today's resource person, Dr. Venkatram Bhatt. He is an assistant professor of commerce from Government First Grade College, Kundapura, Karnataka State. Was born in a village called Nempu in Kundapura Taluk, where he got educated till pre-university. He joined Sri Dharmasthala Manjunadeshwara College, Ujjair, and stayed at the well-known Siddhavana Gurukula to complete his graduation in commerce. He received his MCom from Mangalore University in the year 2001. He started his career as a lecturer in commerce at Bandakar College, Kondapura in 2001. He joined Thomson Reuters Corporation in 2006 as global leader in the field of financial news and services, and worked there as a senior content specialist in finance. Then he joined the Department of College Education as Assistant Professor of Commerce in 2009 and worked at Government College Sankar Narayana for 8 years. He also served as visiting lecturer at Don Bosco Engineering College, Bangalore, to teach MBA students during 2008-9. He learned and practiced Rigveda during his stay at Siddhavana Gurukula, Ujjain. He got enlightened to Bhagavad Gita. He joined as junior chamber international, occupying various positions at Kondapura and organized a number of programs to bring awareness in public. He directed plays to Ranga Adhyayana Kendra, Kondapura. He got trained at Infosys Learning Institute, Mysore for 1 month in various corporate skills. He also got trained in National Service Scheme at Mysore University and on life skills at Nimhans, Bangalore. He completed PhD diploma in resource management from KSOU, Mysore, and PG diploma in software-based statistical analysis from Annamala University. He received his PhD in commerce from Kuvempu University, Karnataka, and he presented and published many research articles in national and international journals. He has organized state and national level seminars, workshops, and entrepreneurship. He has given training on personality development, soft skills, life skills, and motivational skills. He has delivered many public speeches on various occasions and inspired many communities, especially youth, to lead a better life. Thanking you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lavanya Madam, for giving a brief introduction about Dr. Venkatram Bhatt. Today, we are very fortunate to have a wonderful academician on this webinar. And actually, 58 participants are presented. All of the faculty members joined in this group, and nearly 120 students are waiting in the audiovisual hall and in the webinar hall. They are directly having a live contact, and they are watching your presentation to avoid internet-based disturbances. That reason only we are not adding in this webinar the students. They are all getting whatever the presentation you given in this through this webinar. Meanwhile, we share the students' participation. Now, I request Dr. Venkatram Bhatt Garu to deliver his valuable speech on trends in commerce education in the digital world. I welcome Dr. Venkatram Bhatt Garu for today's digital platform. I'm very happy to have a wonderful and eminent resource person and academician, Dr. Venkatram Bhatt Garu, for today's webinar. We are very fortunate to have such a kind of academician. Nearly 57 participants are on the web Zoom meeting, and nearly 150 students are physically appearing to have your lecture in audiovisual hall as well as in webinar hall.
Yes, sir. My
In
screen
this
is
connection,
visible.
I request
Share the screen.
Dr. Venkatram Bhatt Garu to deliver his speech. Welcome, sir.
Panikumar, sir, my screen is visible.
Yes,
Panikumar, sir.
your voice is visible, sir. Your screen also visible.
Yeah, super. That's super. So,
It's fine,
first of
sir.
all, thank you for. I can start.
Yes, sir. You can, sir.
Yes, sir. Panikumar, sir, thank you for being kind, and thank you for the opportunity. Respected K. Vishweshwar Rao, sir, the principal, Dr. K. A. Ramaraju, sir, the principal of Sir C.R. Reddy College, correspondent of UG courses, Dr. K. S. Vishwamohan, sir, correspondent of PG courses, Shri Kanala Srinivas Rao, sir, correspondent of intermediate courses, Shri K. Shiva Ramakrishna Prasad, sir, Principal of Intermediate Courses, Dr. V. A. Veerabhadra Rao sir. Director of PG Courses, Dr. VRS Babu sir. And another resource person, most honorable resource person, Dr. Harish Chandra Singh Rathod sir. And all the participants. I am very much happy to speak to you all, share my little thoughts. First of all, I'll pay tributes to Kattamanchi Ramalinga Reddy, because inspiration has to be taken from such a wonderful personality who lived long ago, in whose name the great institution has been established. And I take two things from his life. One is he is the first Vice Chancellor of Andhra University. And being Vice Chancellor, he is such a great person to sacrifice his post for the purpose of independence of India. Hope all of you know, he resigned to the Vice Chancellor's post during the Salt March in 1930. And then, second thing, he is a most prominent personality for us Karnataka people also. He is the person who insisted the then provincial government to allow the scheduled caste people or the persons, children from sidelined communities to enter into the schools. So the visionaries or the the inspirations, ideologies of such great persons are instilled in this institution. When I see such kind of organization, I can see the concern towards students. When you organize this kind of a webinar, just to empower them, to give them more insights, to make them stand in the society, in their life on their own. So the thing is, there are two things here. One is the commerce education and another one is the digital advancements. The first thing is commerce education. It is directly linked to the growth of business of any nation. Commerce education is a leading thing, because it is a creator of business. You take for that point, it is a developer of business, it is a manager of business. So without commerce education, good commerce education, you cannot have a developing economy. So to match this with the student community, the aspirations of the student community, we have a dream that is instilled in every student's mind. What is the dream of every student? The dream of every student is just to lead a better life. They are living in a societal setup with their parents. What is the dream of their parent? They want better life. They want a good life. They want to get a good job. So having this dream, it is a very normal thought. The thing is, what teachers, as teachers, what we need to do? We need to give them ideas to better their lives. That is what is happening with this kind of a session, I believe. So what happens? What is a traditional thought? If you look at the traditional thought, how you should lead a better life, if you ask me, I'll answer this with the famous quote taken from Indian mythology. The thing is, Vidya dadati vinayam, vinaya dhyati patratam, patratvat dhanam apnoti, dhanat dharmam tata sukham. So how do we lead a better life? How do we get the money? How do we get all the things required for our life? The thing is, first get the education. First get good knowledge. First focus on receiving some kind of a skill, some kind of a knowledge which will help you in your future. So identifying this kind of knowledge, this kind of a skill set in life is a starting point of good life. If you have already admitted, if all of you are admitted into maybe UG or PG courses, I do not know the audience, I am unable to see you all your faces. but I am feeling your presence from here, some 1,500 kilometers away. So what I see is starting point of a good life is good education. To quote another thing, like Vivekananda said, education is an investment for life. You invest 3 years, 5 years, you get a life for 30 years, 50 years. So this is the kind of thought our forefathers have given. So what happens with good education? It gives good character. It gives good employability. It gives employability, the ability to get employment. So with the good ability to get employment, patratva, you get a good job. You get into some kind of human living, some kind of tool which will be used for making a livelihood. So what happens when you get money? So money is not the end point there. What happens with the good money? Dhanam apnoti. Dhanat dharmam. That is the focus of India. So dharma means good practices. Good practices in life. Do good to others. Be good. Do good to others. Tata sukham. You be happy. You lead a better life. And let others also lead better life with your education, skills, knowledge, employment. So what has happened with the changes? Let us look at the changes. The purpose of education may have been little changed the way we are thinking nowadays, because when I pay so much fee, it is more commercial now. To become a doctor, to become a master in management, I need to spend a lot. So it has become again more commercial. Again, the changes taking place in the surroundings, like 1990s, previous to 1990s, after 1990, previous to 2020, after 2020, there are phenomenal changes. And the pace of change, it is exorbitantly speed. It is unimaginable. The technology, you take that point, or for the matter, I just mentioned, we are living in a 5th industrial revolution stage, where the focus is AI, robotics. So what we should learn as a student of commerce, what we should learn, what we should acquire. Let me try to give you some insights regarding this. And the basic thing, that is the basic foundation of knowledge, skills, and attitude that always remains. Panikumar sir, am I clear? I'm just wanting to check, just to cross check. Am I audible? Can I continue? Panikumar sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can continue. It's perfectly all right. Yes, sir. It's nice. Right, sir. Nice, sir. Fantastic.
So what is happening as a branch of commerce, as a branch of knowledge? The commerce is a field of study. The father of commerce is economics. And there is a allied subject, we call it management. There are many subjects, many deviations, many groups or complexities involved, or alienations, or what we call multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary approaches, combination of subjects. But ultimate objective of commerce education is to prepare the students to face the business world. So there are two things now. One is commerce education, and on the other hand, the commerce world, the business world. Let me just give a small example here. So what happens to invent let us say, a tablet or a medicine, or I have been always dreaming. Let me share my dream. I was always dreaming like I will purchase a bike which will fly, My dream is like that. I just wanted to purchase a bike which will not go on the roads. It will fly. It will be very convenient for me to go to places. But somebody has to find it. Somebody has not. I do not know whether it is commercialized or not. So what happens when some inventor, some scientist finds some medicine, some kind of new product? There is a very definition for the new product, let us say. So some 5 people, 10 people are required. Hope you understand. 10 people or 15 people, 100 people are required for finding a medicine for a cure disease like disease. But You just think the power of commerce. How many people are required to commercialize it? What are the facilities required to commercialize it? So when I say commercialize it, it includes varied activities. Starting from finance, money is required for anything, banks are required, insurance is required. So you come up with the definition. When you say the traditional good old definition of commerce, you will find this. If I always say 10 people are required to invent a new product, 1 lakh commerce people are required to commercialize the product. Retailers are required, wholesalers are required, agents are required, marketing manager is required, finance manager is required. As the company grows, number of people are required, accountant is required, insurance persons are required, advertisers required. So you just take the example of any product for the matter, you will find that commerce world is filled with opportunities. It is filled with opportunities. And just to give the stake, the global trade volume is 32 trillion in 2022. The growth rate is, average growth rate of India is GDP growth rate. I'm just telling you, expected growth rate is 5.5 to 6.7%, but the global growth rate is very less, 3%. So when we say growth rate, there is no end to this. Increasing population, everybody needs to purchase a toothpaste. Everyone needs to purchase a laptop. Everyone needs to purchase many products. So there is no question of reduction or what you call decrease in commercial activities. There is no question of decrease in economic activities. What is the aim of every government? It is economic development. So what you can see as a student or as a faculty member, what I can see is there is good scope for commerce. When I say good scope of commerce, what is the status of India? Let us say, how many people are learning commerce? It's only 13%, 13.9% students are enrolling into higher education in commerce, which is less than arts and science. Number 1 is arts courses. Number 2, it's science courses. Number 3, it's commerce courses. So few people are, maybe it is regional, maybe it is subject to the urban or rural divide, maybe it is due to various other factors. But the commerce education is directly linked to the economic development. What you can feel is be optimistic, irrespective of the changes. It may be 30 years back, it may be next 20 years, there is good scope for commerce education. And there is one more thing, which I am feeling very much concerned. Earlier days, there were people with or without education who used to be entrepreneurs, who used to be the job creators. I have conducted many surveys because my area of research is entrepreneurship. Many surveys, students, trained entrepreneurs, non-trained entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, failure entrepreneurs. So the thing is, nowadays, maybe due to our economy is not an entrepreneurial economy, but entrepreneurship is on a golden area. With the commerce education, you know how to, you know the tricks of business. You know the tricks or insights of commerce or business education. So you can start your own enterprises. So this is, so coming to you can just see, this is one glance at, let me take some examples here. I was just speaking to some software engineer, a few years back. He used to tell me, sir, our jobs may go. Why are you telling like this? You are occupying a good position in software industry. You are a PE, you are an engineer, software engineer. Why are you telling like this? So he just told me, sir, AI is coming. AI is coming, artificial intelligence is coming. 100 engineers' jobs, it will be performed by one computer. So this is a negative thought. But I was just inquiring with people because as teacher, I should go on inquiry with the learned people, experienced people, industry people, that would give me life. So I just was inquiring with people, but there is a positive ray there. The positive thing is there is always, see, if you just imagine, if you want to digitalize India, the human resource required, it's enormous, it's huge. Then there is robotics used in production processes. And again, when you speak about Industry 5, actually, a few people say we have just passed through Industry 4, cyber physical systems or cyber physical production systems, Internet of Things, networking, machine learning. We have passed through, a few people say, but it depends on the type of activity. But when I look at India, there is good scope for all these technologies. But ultimately, what I feel at this point is technology is just a tool. If I do not understand the concepts, if I do not understand what is the basic principles of that particular subject, I cannot do anything with the technology. Just for example, again, Tally ERP. Tally is an accounting software. If you do not know the concepts of accountancy, principles of accountancy, can you operate Tally efficiently? Panikumar sir, can I expect answer from anyone?
Sir, actually, all the students are on the audio mode, sir. And
Okay,
you can expect from the faculty members then.
No, it's okay.
Yes.
It's okay. But I just wanted to confirm. Whether the flow is good or not. So okay.
Yes, sir.
I'll just continue.
Exactly right, sir.
So what happens? At this stage, I'll just introduce a few things which are a must learn. The trends that are reshaping the commerce education in the digital world. Learning has changed. I'll drive in a different way. The thing is, earlier, when I was a student, my teacher used to tell me, write or prepare your own notes. Prepare your own notes. I used to go to library and take some 2-3 reference books, this much big, 800 pages. Economics, let us say Samuelson. Like this, big books, and keep them on the table. Look at individual chapters. Look at individual topics. Read 3 books or prepare my own notes. Now, ready-made notes materials are available online. Teachers are sending them through WhatsApp. And student will ask, do I need to write? So I'm just giving you some situation. That there is an advantage. Okay, there is an advantage. On the other side, there is a disadvantage. So I was just mentioning, technology is a tool in the human beings or hands of human beings. There is an opportunity. On the other hand, there is a threat. Let us say COVID. It has taken away lives. It has taken away our lives, but it has opened up a new frontier for learning. New frontier for learning has opened up. Yesterday, I was speaking to one of my students who is a chartered accountant. I just asked about this topic. What is your opinion? He told, sir, it's very good, sir. It's very good. Online learning is very good. Why? He told me, sir, students are joining to professional courses after their PU and they're becoming aspirants from tier 2, tier 3 cities just because of the fact that they can get the training online sitting at their home. Second example he gave. He has many clients who are directors of companies, who are maybe finance manager of a company, maybe account head of a company, maybe CFO of a company. He said like, so these people are learning new things using technology. What was earlier thing? They have to go to some college. They have to register for some course. They have to go to the class. Nothing is there. sit at home at your convenience. So which side of the coin you are looking at? As a student, as a teacher, are we utilizing for the benefit of the education, I mean commerce education? So then data analytics or big data. What happens is, data is a ruler, people say, it's a new oil. Commerce education programs linked with data analytics equip the students that are needed to interpret, leverage data for decision making. If I tell like this, so I may not be clear, I think. So what happens is, any decision requires information. Any information has to be analyzed, collected, analyzed, processed, interpreted properly. This is data analytics. And this is I was speaking to some expert, data analyst, data scientist we call. So he was mentioning, sir, next 10 years it is data analytics. Next 10 years, data analytics. Say. So what skills are required? You need to learn statistics. Along with commerce, you need to learn statistics, maybe some kind of mathematics, some kind of calculation, or how to collect data, retrieve data, or how to analyze data for the benefit of the decision. Then e-commerce. You can, when I spell the word itself, you can just understand the intricacies of the online marketplace, digital advertisement, consumer behavior on the online marketplace. This has to be learned. This has to be understood. This is just a blue tick on WhatsApp. It's a communication medium. It's a communication medium. It gives us so much signals. Then fintech, banking, technology, or what we can say. So I have to mention some of the technologies, maybe blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, online payment systems, etc. are increasingly shaping the financial sector. Another area where I'm interested, that is soft skills and entrepreneurship. I'll just let you know, your marks card, you may have scored 90%, will take you to the interview table. The knowledge that you have will protect you to the extent of only 10% or 15%. But the skills that you have will protect you to a larger extent, maybe 80%. So development of skills is a most focused thing, even challenging thing in the Indian education system. And independent decision-making skills, independent thinking skills, which leads to entrepreneurship, is a must, focused area. Because I used to watch one advertisement long back. If after PU or after BCom, one student joins MBA, means another student, 10 students along with him go to join MBA. It is like some sheep attitude. If you ask them, why did you join MBA? They will tell, my friend has joined. There is lack of independent thinking. What should I do? What should I learn? What should I become? So this is a focus area. Then globalization, much spoken word. When we go global, there is a question of global culture. We need to understand the persons, not only from India. When you become a marketing manager, you should know who are your customers. Who are your customers? unless you know who is your customer, because there is opportunity. Some person sitting in Bangalore or Cochin or Madras or Hyderabad can purchase products from United States or Africa, sell them in China. Only logistics management. No office, no a very small office with computer is required. I know some people who are doing this. He's just getting the margins. There is no problem there. He's just getting the margins. That's all. Some person sitting in Bangalore, I repeat, some person sitting in Bangalore buys products from African countries, sells them in America. Let us say. See, this is a kind of business happening with the globalization. Easily you can, if you have the idea, if you know where your customers are, if you know where your suppliers are, if you can establish a logistics management link, supply chain management link, you can become a successful person. You can independently stand in the society as an entrepreneur. So global competence means, when I say cultural competence, means understand the people of different cultures. Then there is a question of ethical consideration, cyber security, data privacy issues, then legal issues, compliance issues, then sustainable development goals. Coming to this gives we should, when we say SDG, we should look at ourselves, look inside. What we are doing to the planet, what we are doing to the people, what we are doing in the process of earning profit. People, planet, profit. Profit is okay. I'm very happy. Any profit, I'm very much happy. But what I am doing to the people, what I am doing to the planet, this planet should survive for generations in the process of making profit. So this SDG needs to be focused in this digital world. The process, I'll just come to the observable changes. Let me check how much time. So,
Sir, already you have 30 minutes more, sir.
30 minutes more. Okay, I'll just conclude on time.
Yeah.
Coming to the teaching learning process or evaluation process, there is a question of variety of softwares, applications used in this process. But I have already questioned their usage, because in the process of making it easy, in the process of making it convenient, as a teacher, I don't agree with making it extremely convenient for the students to easily write down somebody else's notes, because struggle is required at some point of time. Some point of time you need to spend sleepless nights. Some point of time you need to take some hard efforts. If you are not taking some hard efforts, it is very difficult to get success. At least say, let us smart work, let us say. Some work is required. Good part is, good part. That is, there is a varied sources of knowledge. You can just Google. You can get any kind of, but there is a question of judgment required. When we visualize a thing, what is need to be visualized? If you do not know anything, then you go to YouTube, you just ask whether the search answer is suitable for my search. So the physical systems have changed, online courses have come. There is a freedom to learn. I'm just very happy about this. There is a freedom to learn. For teachers, there is Arpit courses, there are students, there are Swayam courses, MOOCs. You can add any number of courses, any amount of knowledge to your gradation, to your grade, in the form of credits. We have implemented the National Education Policy. I'll not go deeper into it. There is a chance, there is an opportunity to learn other subjects. We have introduced subjects like artificial intelligence with the help of NASCOM. The syllabus is prepared by industry association. We have prepared financial education and investment awareness subject syllabus with the help of Bombay Stock Exchange, I believe, if I'm right. So the thing is, at least some kind of interface is taking place, which will help commerce students to learn for better future. And certifications again. Academic Bank of Credit system has come. With this, you can have your ABC ID, Academic Bank of Credit ID, like we show our driving license to a policeman standing on the road. We just can show the ABC, a record on our DigiLocker. This much credits I have. I have accumulated this much credits with my BCom course. In addition, I have accumulated this much credits with my Swayam course. So this is an advantage. Again, I'm both sides. I don't say this is there is a danger there. I don't say, but always I started with a positive note. This world is filled with opportunities. This world is filled with opportunities for advancement. How you use the technology is important. You just keep the notes in your WhatsApp. You just keep your notes in your email. There is no use. There is no use. To what extent you are involved? To what extent you are getting the knowledge? So I would always ask in my classes, what is the proof that you have learned? What is the proof of thing that I know swimming, sir? I know swimming. What is the proof? What is the proof? When I ask like this, everyone is sure that the proof of knowledge of swimming, skill of swimming, the proof is I should jump into the water. Then everybody will know whether I know swimming or not. If I go on explaining, sir, swimming is like this, swimming is like this, you should do this, do that, later do this. No, that won't work. So why we are not applying this kind of a simple logic, this kind of simple thought to our accountancy, to our financial management, to our income tax? Why we are not applying this kind of a practical thing? When we study in a classroom, when I understand from a YouTube video, when I understand some subject from visualization online, I have to see that I am clearly understanding it. When I say I understand it, when I say I confirm it, that I know this. I should be confident. If I am not confident of what I know, I will not be able to jump into the water. If somebody is not confident of swimming, will he jump into the water? Will he jump into the water? No, he won't jump into the water. So in this particular changing era, what is expected from commerce students? So the first thing is technical knowledge. For example, I will just restrict this to subject knowledge. I have attended, someone, Lavanya madam. Madam Lavanya was introducing me. I worked in Thomson Reuters. After teaching in a degree college for 5 years, I went to corporate sector. When I went to corporate sector, they interviewed me. There will be interviews, exams. They interviewed me. I was very good at my subjects. Subjects like accountancy, financial management, taxation, GST, any subject for that matter. We should be at least confident of the concepts, foundations. One interview I attended, the Shriram Transport Company, I remember. And they asked me questions from first PUC. Like, give me the journal entry for rent not paid. And this is my question to you all. Just think over this. What is the journal entry for rent outstanding? What do we call this? When we say rent paid, it's very easy. When we say rent outstanding or rent not paid, when does this journal entry come into picture? Accounting treatment is different. How do we treat it in a profit and loss account or balance sheet is different. What is a journal entry for rent not paid? That's a technical knowledge, conceptual knowledge. So one should be good in technical areas. Then question comes, analytical skills. If you want to get good job, you need to write an exam. Because learning accountancy will give good analytical skills, statistics, maybe some parts of even mathematics, like analyzing the financial data, identifying the trends, make or collect information for the decisions, like analysts. There is a called I did a job called research analyst for 1 year in that company, Thomson Reuters. You can just Google and get the information about that company. That's a very big number one in the field now. Research analyst, which require good analytical skills. Then attention to detail. So these things, if I go on explaining, it may become, maybe I do not know to what extent you are following me. See, in our day-to-day life, we should give importance to, we should have a plan of action. We should observe ourselves, what I am doing. Am I organized or no? To what extent? Do I have a timetable for me at home? So this is a question, what I am doing at what time, whether it is important to my future or not. So these questions will help you in finding or in becoming a person who will give attention to detail. Then problem solving abilities, because real life situations, so whatever it may be the marks we have scored, real life situations, maybe problems are same, people speak like this, problems are same, but the solutions are not the same. You have to find a new solution for the good old problem, complexities of the world. There comes a complex things, everything is interlinked. You cannot control everything. Things outside or beyond your control, you cannot control. So when it comes something which is outside your control, how do you solve the problem then? Then comes the question of communication, that too, both verbal and non-verbal, gestures, body language. I was trained in Infosys when some long ago, and the focus was developing communication skills among students. So it's the most challenging part, because what is creating an impact, as I observe, is the students or student community, or maybe teachers also, I do not know, to what extent we adopt the technology. When we adopt the technology, we may get into a feel that some film is being done, some reels, shorts, something is like that is done, and we just observe them, see them, watch them again and again. We may become so. So what we see, it may become real to us. So when I say communication, how to learn good communication skills, how to develop personal speaking skills, how to develop public speaking skills. So these are the things required. Then teamwork, collaboration, and effect, getting synergy, let us say. Then ethical behavior. This is the ultimate point actually. When I say ethical behavior, we should be true to ourselves. What prevails? Honesty prevails. What is the value system of a person? That is going to prevail. Even it is applicable to big organizations. It is applicable to individual persons. Practicing ethics by the force of law or not by the force of law is a must. Then, because finance is required, finance is involved, money is involved in business. If you are not ethical, you cannot prove to yourself. You should be true to yourself. Then adaptability. They should be adaptable to the learning situations, especially nowadays, new financial technologies, regulations, and industry trends. Then financial software proficiency. This is a must point. You should be able to learn new things easily, like Tally, QuickBooks, MS Excel. Learning Microsoft applications is a must. You go for any job, that's a must required. You should know all the new applications there, because it's a minimum requirement nowadays. Then knowledge of the regulatory system, the laws, standards, like international financial reporting standards, etc. Then customer Panikumar sir.
Sir, ಇದು ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ರೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್.
No.
Now, now you are visible.
Now, I'm coming to the last slide.
Okay.
I'm coming to the last slide.
You have another 15 minutes. Sir.
Now it's audible. Now it's audible.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Audible and visible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is the last slide, and I have just quickly completed. Hope you all could make out various things to be learned as a commerce students. I'm coming to the last point. These are the takeaways. What you should take it as a point out of my, my session. I'll just share a few experiences. When I joined the corporate, they gave me 4 months training. 4 months training. I'll just let you know what happened is like 1,200 people were asked to write an exam. Then out of 1,200 candidates, 100 candidates were selected for the interview. You understand, this is 2006 I'm speaking. I'm just sharing my own experience. Then what happened? Out of 100 called for interview, 3 rounds of interview took place. After the 3 rounds, 40 persons were selected. 40 candidates were selected. Then they gave us 4 months training with the salary. You understand? Where we are lacking. I'm just telling this point as a on the part of educators also, educational institutions also, where we are lacking. 4 months training, 40 became 36. 4 persons were again retrenched, I should say retrenched or removed from the company during the training. Every weekend we used to have exams. So what could I make out? What could I make out? There is a process you need to learn. You need to learn to earn a life. What is learning? What is learning? It may be reading, it may be listening to others, it may be our own visualization of experiences and confirming about the knowledge that I have. It is also learning. Why I should confirm? Do I know the correct thing or not? I should confirm. I should ask people, learned people, sir, I am doing correct or not? Confirm by consulting. It's not the end there. Just practice, then perform, then earn your revenue. So this is one key point that I'm giving you. So this is a word, this is a practical reality. So what you should do, if you are not learning, you will perish. What is the method of payment in a company or corporate world which is giving 95% of the employment opportunities to the youngsters, degree holders? 95% of the job opportunities, let us say. So perform or perish. What is the performance? It is a learning performance. If you are capable of learning new things quickly, no wastage of time, because 4 months I am putting a training means 4 months salary they are giving me. This is a reality. This is a reality. Maybe technology has changed. This will never change. This will never change. So learning is a lifelong activity. Everybody knows this. But to what extent we are learning, open to learning? To what extent we are capable
Sir, it may not be audible, sir. Hello? Hello? Sir, it's not audible. Hmm? I think you are in mute mode. Voice not audible. So screen is visualizing. You are getting your screen, not the audio. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Sorry.
Now it's
Now it's
audible,
audible?
sir.
Yes,
sir,
did
it's
you listen
audible.
to my first point? My Panikumar sir, please confirm. Were you
Yes,
able
sir.
to receive my first point? That is, listen to my first point, learn or perish.
Yes, sir. Learning.
Because this is the most important point, sir. This is the most important point. It
Yes,
is
sir.
most important for all of us. It is for educators as well as students.
Yes, sir.
For educators as well as students, because I gave the example of a company, corporate where I work, because new softwares will be introduced. So what will sustain you? It is your quick learning skills. What will sustain you? You will be able to get promotions. You will be able to get good salary. You will be promoted to higher positions only with the help of your quick learning skills. Panikumar sir.
Sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Was that clear?
Yes, sir. It's
I'll
clear
continue.
now.
I'll continue. Then
Yes.
second point, relate the content to the practical world. How can we do it? It's very simple. It's very simple. See, every day you need to read a business newspaper. You will know what is happening in the real world. Application part, I'll tell you. Application part. Can you write or can you prepare accounts for yourself? Let us say, assuming you are a non-trading firm, write accounts for your own, person, your own, yourself, let us say. Or there is a petty shop nearby your home. I will always challenge this for the student community as well as teaching community. If you are capable of drawing the or writing the accounts, full set of accounts from starting from arranging the vouchers, then preparing the journal, passing the journal entries, then preparing the ledger accounts, then preparing the trial balance, then preparing trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet. So if you can prepare this on your own, I can tell you that you know how to swim. This is a practical thing. I may score 100 marks, but the practical thing is when you go to a petty shopkeeper, he will give you very small cheats, somewhere written by the side of some piece of paper. These are the vouchers. This is a practical thing. What is happening in a big company? Then question comes. This is a petty shop example. What is happening in a very big company? So to visualize that, you can install Telegram app where you can get the newspapers. Like I have the channel Telegram app wherein you will have news channels like Business Standard news channel you have, where the news will be fed to the daily so that you can read them. So every day, if you can relate what you are learning to the practical world, you can be most updated person in the world. Then again, it may be a similar thing, learn to visualize the real world with the help of technology. This is a different thing. You can watch YouTube videos. You can watch websites of the companies. Just you visit the websites of very big companies. You will know how they are working. What are their operations? What are their areas of work? What are the opportunities that they are giving? What is the market that they are catering? Just read the websites of the companies. It's very easy. We need to have a mind. Then be tech savvy. Learning a software. It's the most important thing. Then know your culture, know how to adapt. It is not imitation. It is not copying others. It is not just following somebody else. It is we need to learn and adjust and adapt to the new kind of cultures. Because if you want to get a greater opportunities, means you need to know the cultures and value systems of the workplace. When you go to a new workplace, like every company has its own work culture, every company has its own value system. How they treat others, or how they treat each other, how you should behave. This has to be developed in a classroom. We cannot be childish in a UG classroom or PG classroom. We cannot be childish. We cannot behave as we wish. If you are behaving like that, you're not learning culture. Then main point, that is focus on your personality traits or your own character, because the purpose of education is character building. Irrespective of the money that we earn, irrespective of the life we lead, ultimately characters make you great. Character is wealth. So this is the outline that I am giving you all. This is the outline that I am giving you all. So hope I could cover to a little extent the topic that is being given to me. And I have covered almost every point. I was, I'm very much happy about this kind of opportunity, and I could deal with the human orientation. That is a main focus, because if as educators, because the technology is affecting us a lot. I see a lot of disturbance with the help of with the technology. It is happening to us, because a student who chats for long hours in the night, who comes to the classroom next day morning, can he learn? Can he learn? No. Or just watching some videos, films for long hours, will it help in his studies? So you should have a clean mind. You should have a clean mind to have a clean thought. If you do not have a clean mind to have a clean thought, you cannot have a clean or good actions. So what decides or what presides is a clean thought in your mind towards your life, towards your fellow people, towards your teachers, towards your family. If you do not have a clean thought in your mind, you will not be a purpose-oriented person. You will not be doing good things to yourself. That is a message that I am giving you. So the thing is, you need to be like we use some detergent to clean our clothes, some kind of soap, some kind of face wash to clean our face. So what do we use to clean our mind? What do we use to clean our mind? If you do not have a clean mind, because what is the problem here now? The problem is technology. You're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're on many other gaming apps, you're watching films, you're on Netflix. So what is getting into your mind? So where is the space for education? Where is the space for learning accountancy? Where is the space for your teacher? So this kind of a situation is being created. As I observe, maybe I may not be true to all. I may not be true to all. But this kind of a situation will not lead a better life. First, the thing is, technology is a tool. Technology is a tool like a knife. You use it for cutting vegetables, for eating purpose, it's okay, it's good. You use it for something else, it's bad. So the use of technology for betterment of commerce education, considering all these areas, considering all these environmental changes, should be clear, observed. Hope the insights are very much clear. May not be, I was not too much future oriented when I was presenting this particular lecture, but it's already happening. Can we quote a 200-year-old definition when I have a mobile phone which is produced just 1 month back? Can I quote a definition of management according to some XXYZ 400 years ago, getting things done by others? Can I quote like this? I should be updated, up to date. I should give the definition of what is management today. So this is the practical thing I am telling all the audiences. Maybe if there is anything wrong is there, maybe anything questions are, maybe I may not be able to because I'm very much small person here. I'm closing with my screen now. I'll stop the screen. Panikumar sir, I'm just 5 minutes early, I think.
Yes, sir. No
I'm good.
problem, sir. Yes, sir. It's absolutely great.
Any
And
kind
your
of
session.
inquiries, maybe I'll try, because I may not be able to answer all your questions because I'm not that expert in any field. I'm just
No,
small.
sir,
I am
no.
just a person who is learning many things. But I have
No, sir.
never left an opportunity to learn. I would always quote, I have never left an opportunity to learn, because that is the point of growth. Sir,
Yes, sir.
please.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You are a perfect definition to the teacher, because every teacher is a continuous learner. So you stand on that particular ethical statement, and your whatever the content you delivered is very nice and fantastic and very relevant to the particular content and topic of this today's webinar, sir. Thank you very much,
I just wanted to see
sir.
the audience. Panikumar sir, I
Yes,
wanted
sir.
to see
Vice-
the audience. Audience.
Yes, sir. I request all the participants to unmute your video presentations.
And one more thing, your hall. Where is your hall? I hope
Uh,
my wish is right. My wish is right. I just wanted to see the audience.
Yes, sir. Actually, there is no the particular the camera is not working, sir. Actually, that's
Okay,
why I
sir.
put
Nice
the-
meeting you.
I-
Harishchandra sir. Rathod ji, namaste.
Namaste, sir. It was a wonderful
Namaste,
presentation.
namaste.
I was, keenly listening to each and every slide of yours, and it was wonderful presentation. Very crisp and
Thank you,
very,
sir.
very
Thank you. Thank you,
to
sir.
the point. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. For the purpose we put.
Because we are sitting in a far off places. You are too far away, right? But I feel that I should see the audience. Without audience seeing their faces, it's very difficult to communicate. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong in this digital world.
Yes, sir. I request
So,
all
Panikumar sir,
the
any
participants.
questions?
Sir, the query session at actually at 4:30 p.m. Sir, it opened on 4:30.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Continue, sir. Continue.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Now
And thank you all the persons who thank you.
we have to say thanks to you, sir. Now it's the time to the. Can I move to the Harishchandra Sir Rathod? Sir, with your permission, Venkatram Bhatt garu, I invite.
Yes, sir. Continue, sir. Continue. Pleasure.
Yes,
My
sir.
pleasure
Thank you.
to listen to him.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I request the Srimati S. Srilata garu, faculty member from Sir CRD College for PG courses, to introduce Dr. Harishchandra Singh Rathod garu. I request Srimati S. Srilata garu to introduce Dr. Harishchandra Singh Rathod garu. Over
Good
to
afternoon to all. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce Dr. Harishchandra Singh Rathod Garu, second resource person of today's webinar, and Associate Dean, Faculty of Management, Gujarat Technological University. Dr. Rathod specializes in the area of marketing management and possesses immense interest in research related to rural marketing, consumer behavior, advertising, and tourism studies. He has more than 20 years of teaching experience. He is currently designated as a professor and director at Sri Jairam Bhai Patel Institute of Business Management, NICM, Gandhinagar. He has authored 5 books on various topics and published several papers in international journals. To his credit, he has the Innovative Trainer Award 2016, Teaching Excellence Award 2018, and the Emerging Leader in Management Award 2019. Once again, heartily welcome to you, sir. Thanking you for giving this opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you, madam. Thank you, madam. Now May I request Dr. Harishchandra Singh Rathod Garu to deliver his wonderful speech. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. First and foremost, some names are very difficult to pronounce, but I'll try my best to thank the organizing committee for inviting me to be a part of this webinar. I'm sure I'm audible, sir. Am I loud and clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear now.
So, first and foremost, let me thank Shri K. Vishweshwara Rao, sir, Dr. K. A. Ramaraju, Principal, sir, of Sir C.R. Reddy College, Dr. K. S. Vishnu Mohan, sir, Shri K. Srinivas Rao, sir, K. Siv Ramkrishna Prasad, sir, Dr. Veer Bhadra Rao, sir, Srimati Lavanya, VRS Babu, sir, Srimati Srilata ji, and all whom I could not, whom I could not give my gratitudes for inviting me. First and foremost, I find myself very lucky because it's like, the North meeting the South. Okay, the Uttar meeting the Dakshin part. So that is a great amalgamation. And I'm going to speak today on design thinking and how design thinking, a field which is an emerging field, not an exactly emerging field, but less explored in India, how it touches upon commerce and management education. So I'll be speaking more about that. But I want to start with this little shloka of Srimad Bhagavad Gita from Adhyay 6, verse 35. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asamshayam Mahabahu Mano Durnigraham Chalam Abhyasayena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha Gruhyate. Arjuna asked Sri Krishna that what is the reason my mind is wavering, my mind is disturbed. And to the reply, Bhagavan Sri Krishna replies that to fix your mind, you need to practice, practice, and practice. Okay. The reason behind reciting this shloka of Bhagavad Gita is design thinking is such a process which requires a lot of iteration. Iteration is repeating one thing over and over again. So let me give this an opportunity to share. And yes, Dr. Venkatraman Bhatt sir was very correct. If I could see the audience, my confidence level will increase in many folds, and I will be able to, present in a better manner. It's all right, but I'm very sure the students, the youngsters, I call them Youngistan of Hindustan. All the Youngistan of Hindustan are listening to me. So try to get something from the design thinking. Let me share the screen with all of you. I hope the screen is visible. Sir, is the screen visible?
It's
Yes,
visible, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you, thank you. So now, I'll be talking more about the design thinking and how design thinking can be applied to trade and commerce. Before I go ahead, here's a truck that couldn't move. You can see there was a low bridge, and the driver of this truck was, he could not actually judge that whether my truck could pass through this bridge or not, under this bridge or not. And it actually badly got stuck. And then firefighters were called, engineers were called in order to solve this problem. And none of them could solve it. Some of them thought of cutting the truck from above. Some of them thought of dismantling the entire truck so that you could just pass through this bridge, because there was a great traffic piling up. There was a great traffic jam. Okay, so people started applying various logics. How can you solve this? Ultimately, a very young boy, around 13 or 14 years of age, he just gave a solution to this. And he mentioned, just bring out or take out the air from the tires, just go for flattening up the tires so that the height of the truck will reduce, and then the truck could easily pass through the bridge. So this was a little application of design thinking where otherwise this problem, which could look like a wicked problem, could have never been solved. So here is His Highness Bhagwat Singh Ji Gondal from Gujarat. Actually, I'm from Gujarat. I belong to Rajasthan, but I'm born and brought up in Gujarat, and he is a former ruler of Bhavnagar state, Bhagwat Singh Ji, and nearby Bhavnagar state, that is a Gondal state, and he actually came up with a very unique thing. He was known to be friendly to his subjects, all the people who were in his kingdom. He was more farmers friendly, and he had a lot of new innovative things introduced for especially women education, upliftment of women, and so on. So women had a lot of problem bringing grass or fodder for their cattle. So when they used to bring fodder or grass from their nearby farms to their houses in the evening, because generally these cows and buffaloes or these milching animals, they are being reared in the households, in the veranda. Okay, so he actually, in his entire kingdom of Gondal, Bhagwat Singh Ji erected such platforms which are known as thaklas in Gujarati. They are known as thakla. That means thak. The meaning of thak in English is to rest. Okay, so you must have heard in Hindi it is thakan. So similarly in Gujarati it's known as thak. Okay, so this is known as thakla. So when a woman who used to carry a very heavy load of grass on her head need to rest for a while, and then you must be knowing in the rural parts of South India also, if you want to just load and unload the head, the load on your head, you require somebody to help you. But this thaklas, these platforms were made at a height, such a height so that the woman did not could do it on her own. It was not anyway, the help of some bypassers was not required. So this is how, a little empathetic view of the problem which the people are facing was taken care of by a former ruler of Gondal state in Gujarat so many years ago. And the modern version of that can be called as design thinking. Now, why did I select this topic called design thinking for a webinar which talks about the recent advancement in commerce educations? Okay, so what are how digitally you are transformed and how commerce education is being affected by this. Of course, in design thinking, if you actually start using design thinking in your everyday life, your lives they are going to be very simple. Though to understand design thinking, it's going to be a little difficult. I'm sure all the young audiences are listening to me. I have added a lot of pictures for making this presentation a little lively and a little more memorable, so that you start being a design thinker to some large extent. So it started with an FDP in year 2021, where I was invited for a 3 days FDP in an organization, in an educational institute called Maktaba Zafaria. So Maktaba Zafaria is around 120 kilometers from my place. I'm right now I'm speaking from Gandhinagar, the capital of Gujarat, and this place is around 120 kilometers, surrounded by villages, and it's a Muslim minority institute. Now, during the COVID, many students had there were actually online classes for BBA and BCom classes, because BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration, and Bachelor of Commerce, both courses were there, and majority of the students during that time were girl students, Muslim girl students. And parents, there were online sessions, but parents could only spare only 1 or 2 mobile phones, because the mother and father both could have only 1 smartphone and no families with a laptop. Okay, so even if there are 4 to 5 children in a family and all of them are having classes simultaneously, how do you give all the 5 children are studying, because on an average every family had 3 to 4 children. So, and all of them were studying in this campus, in this education campus. Okay, so how can you have only 2 smartphones, and that divided or among the 4 siblings, okay, 4 to 5 siblings. And then we, during the 3 days of workshop, we came up with solutions. And these were some of the participants in that FDP. And this is how I ventured into design thinking. I'm very proud. I very proudly introduce myself that I'm a design thinker. Being a professor of marketing, if you don't think out of the box, you cannot call yourself to be somebody who's associated with the profession of marketing. Okay, so most of the time you have to think out of the box, you have to give solution. And when you're talking about education, this was the solution that came up. Okay, these are some of the problems that were iterated during my FDP. It was very necessary to mention this before I actually go to design thinking, because how successfully this was solved by design thinking. That's what I'm going to talk to you. So how to keep students engaged during the classes? Okay, how to reach distant villages around Maktaba Zafaria campus. There were about 40 villages around this education campus. So the school buses which were lying idle. So these school buses were sent. Okay, this is the outcome of my FDP. So the school buses were sent along with one professor, and the children in a village were gathered in the school bus, and a laptop was connected to the mobile phone, and data used to run a class so that all the students in the village could of belonging to a particular standard, okay, standard 8 or standard 6, could watch a particular episode, or the recorded one, or maybe the live class, whatever it was. So this was only because possible when the faculty members over there told me that this is the problem we are facing. Parents have only 2 mobile phones, but the children are 5 to 6 children per family. So this is how we solved that. Another thing was during the COVID era, fees, students were unable to pay the fees. So again, this is the outcome of design thinking. And we came with a wonderful solution. We came with the parents could pay in kind. Okay, in accountancy, you have terminologies called cash and kind. Okay, so either you can pay in cash or kind. So the students and the parents, they paid it by giving food grains because they are all farmers. So they donated pulses and the equal amount of, because the fees was around 6,000 rupees per annum. So they donated or they gave food grains, wheat, groundnut. There also you have groundnut. Okay, and some pulses were given by the farmers instead of fees, which actually served to be a boon during the very difficult COVID time. So this is the very live example, and I was a witness during the entire journey. So this is how it could touch upon the lives of a lot of its people. So this is the very popular model from the Stanford University. In Stanford University, you have a design school, and this particular model can be applied while design thinking. We'll go for this later on. Now, these are different modes of thinking, and though it is shown here with the help of this animation, we all think in the same manner. Though we do not put it down on a piece of paper, but we all think in the same manner. Either you have a question and we try to get various solutions for how to solve that question. For example, on a very fine day, you are out and you feel hungry. So first you ask yourself whether you feel hungry, so that your appetite could be satisfied just by having Maggi noodles, right? So sometimes you have a small appetite, sometimes you have a big appetite. So you need to go and grab a big bite. Okay, so again, so if am I hungry and thirsty as well, so I can just grab some cold drink or maybe some milkshake and then satisfy my hunger. So we have various solutions. Similarly, sometimes you have various specs and you get an answer. For example, it's getting cold, you find less people on the road and all these things, which will give an answer that yes, the roads are barren and deserted because it's cold outside. Okay, so in North India, there are very cold weathers. So, and we find sometimes the barren roads and deserted roads. So, of course, we all think in the same manner. Now, this is something very interesting I would like to share. Before that, I would like to ask Dr. Fani Kumarji. Am I audible and am I getting connected to the audience properly?
Yes, sir. It's audible and your voice and everything is clear, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So this was from the National Innovation Foundation Yearbook 2014. The girl from my own district, Gandhinagar district, she was a grade 8 student. And this in primary schools, government schools, the water taps are affixed generally in this manner. And so if there is a difference in the height, some pupils are very short in height and some pupils, they are taller. But both of them will face a difficulty drinking water like this. Okay, sometimes in schools, we don't even have glasses. Okay, so for this, an 8th standard girl, she came out with this solution. It's class 7 girl. She came out with this solution that why can't we have a water pipe, fixed in such a manner so that the taller student will be standing on the other end, on the opposite end, that is the right hand side, the gentleman in the blue colored shirt, and the shorter one could be on the left hand side, and you can adjust your taps accordingly. So this small suggestion could win an award for this girl, and this was actually introduced in many of the schools in Gujarat at a later stage. Okay, so if you talk about the applications of design thinking, there are various applications of design thinking. I'm slowly coming to what design thinking actually is, and also we'll take you to the journey of how could you use it for commerce education. Netflix, I'm very sure you must all must be exposed to Netflix. Of course, I agree with all of you that Netflix is one of the costliest OTT platforms, and it's very, very difficult to subscribe if you are a student. But I'm very sure you have Telegram account. Students must be smiling. I could sense them smiling that if you're on Telegram, you can see all the series of Netflix. Netflix actually uses design thinking on closely observing the users. They have some samples and they have focus group audiences whom they usually focus, and then they also take them and they shoot them on cameras. There are some hidden cameras or CCTV footages of the people who use Netflix are being recorded, and it's being taken care of that what sort of preferences these people are having. Okay, what sort of series they like, whether they like action movies, whether they are interested in family drama or so on. Along with that, what sort of interface is required? If you use Netflix on a smart TV, that the interface is very beautiful. You can get a crux of the entire series. You need not go and watch the entire thing. Again, there is a preview of every program. So this was all the outcome of design thinking. Okay, because otherwise, if you don't go for, because even the research is not going to give a better answer. Let me talk about Shoppers Stop. Shoppers Stop is a chain of retail store where the shirts or the garment which covers your upper body, shirts, your t-shirts, all the suits, they were all, people used to buy them because they are available in various sizes, S, M, XL, XXL, and so on. But in the Shoppers Stop, people avoided buying trousers, and now design thinking could help them. The reason was, there is no trouser for waist size of 33. For 32, you have a trouser. For 33, you don't have a trouser. For 34, you have a trouser. 35, you don't have a trouser. I'm sure you must have noticed this. So what Shoppers Stop did, it applied that this was a problem, that why the sales of trouser is not rising. Hence, what they did is they came with a few trousers which were actually 34 in size, but they were marked with 33. And they encouraged each and every shop bypassers or the people who visited their shop to try the trousers. So once they tried 5 to 6 trousers, one trouser will fit in. This is how they could increase the sales of the trousers. Have you ever asked yourselves why sometimes you don't have 33 size of trousers? Why we don't have 27 size waist size of trouser in a shop? Yeah, you must get an answer. It is related to inventory management. Similarly, this is one landmark. There is an organization. There's an institute called IDEO, and IDEO is a pioneer in design thinking. They are known for the design thinking process. IDEO came out with this solution of what happens in a hospital. Generally, in a hospital, when a patient gets admitted in a hospital, generally you are on a stretcher, and instead of closely observing the walls nearby, when you are on a stretcher, you are or a bed, okay, your face is always towards the ceiling. So the ceiling could actually was one thing which was always neglected by all this hospital. And IDEO took this into it with the help of an NGO which wanted to do something for hospitals to make people happy to have a better health. They came out with beautiful ceilings, because most of the time, if you are sick, if you are hospitalized, most of the time, your head is always turned up. If you see this gentleman on the screen, that's a camera which shoots. So this was a 6-minute video which was shot by IDEO, the design thinking firm, and this was submitted. These videos were submitted to the client, and they stated that most of the time a patient's eyes are fixed to the ceilings. So why should you decorate the walls? Why not the ceilings? So they came with this innovative ways of applying design thinking for the ceilings. So, okay. Along with that, they decorated the ceilings to make them more aesthetically appealing. And again, various changes were made, like color combinations were changed accordingly. If a child was admitted and if the child is taken for an X-ray or sonography, once that child enters his own special room, soft toys and other things were affixed in the nearby places. So now, how can you apply design thinking in trade and commerce? So now, first and foremost, why do you call it design thinking? Okay, so first and foremost, it's an iterative process. Iterative is something which you keep on repeating. Repeat until you get a format answer for that. Now the question might arise in your mind that we have been using this way of thinking, okay, out of the box thinking, and we also call it brainstorming. Okay, so now how brainstorming or how something like a focus group or a Delphi technique differs from something called design thinking? It differs because we use this method, to arrive at a conclusion or to come with a solution. You empathize with the audience. Empathy is to feel for others, okay, to feel in the exact manner what others feel. Then you define the problem well, you go for ideate, that is, you share your ideas. Then you go for building a prototype. Sometimes a prototype could be just a piece of cardboard or might be a hypothetical setup, and then you go for testing that thing. Usually in the brainstorming, you just come with lateral ideas. You don't go for actually building the prototype. Okay, so when you talk about design thinking, you just read this phrase given by Henry Ford. I'm not very sure that Henry Ford actually spoke this or not, because there is a controversy again for this thing, that whether Henry Ford actually spoke this or not. I'm sorry, just give me a second. Yeah. So I'm not very sure that Henry Ford actually spoke this or not, but yes, if you could actually ask people that what do you want them to, okay, if you ask actually the customers, if I had asked my customers what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse. So sometimes the problem itself is not even well understood by the end users, because they could have even asked for faster horses even before the cars were actually invented. Okay, otherwise we could have never seen cars running on the roads. Okay, because how fast the horse could run? It's an animal. Okay, it has got its limit. We could have never thought about a car running 200 miles per hour or say maybe 250 miles per hour and so on. Okay, that's very difficult. So design thinking help us. It revolves around a deep interest in developing an understanding of the people for whom we are designing the products or services. So we start with putting people or placing people first with the help of empathy. So he is the gentleman behind design thinking. And if you have traveled and if you find this signages in an aeroplane or aircraft, thanks to Mr. David Kelly, who was briefly associated with Boeing for a while, and then he during his internship he came out with this solution, because it was very difficult to know. People used to knock the doors in the lavatories or the toilets of the aeroplane whether somebody is inside or not. But this could actually give an idea that yes, it's an occupied toilet. You are okay. Just wait for some time. So now, how empathy helps this? Okay, now if you talk about the empathy, first you have to define the various wicked problems the society faces, and I have highlighted the education design because most of the time, as Mr. Bhatt, Dr. Bhatt also covered this part, that do we actually understand that what we need to learn? Are we aware that what is the lacuna in the present education system? Do you have something to offer so that you can improvise the education or not? So these are some of the wicked problems which a society is facing. So it's education design, financial crisis. Okay, because you have a consumerist society, because of consumerism and because of show off, now we take a lot of loan, okay, and then we struggle to pay the EMIs. So again, we end up, in that vicious circle of paying more and more EMIs and ending up nowhere. Then you have healthcare, as we saw, nobody likes to go to a hospital. Okay, so just have a look here. This is Jerry the bear. There are kids who are suffering from type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes somewhere where you need to take insulin. So now kids, this innovative toy was actually introduced for kids who are suffering from type 1 diabetes. And this soft toy, Jerry the bear, also came with an injection as a toy injection. And the moment the kid who is actually suffering from diabetes taken to the hospital, or whenever a physician visits him to inject the insulin in the body, the kid will also inject the insulin in the toy. Okay, I mean, it is a toy injection, but this is to calm the child and make it okay. Now, the insulin, this type 1 diabetes is such a disease which you need to monitor and regulate it. Okay, you cannot totally eradicate it. Okay, so to soothe that child who's suffering from this ailment, this innovative toy, that is also an outcome of the design thinking. So then we have some wicked problems like hunger, income disparity, obesity, poverty, which has no solution. But what can be done? These wicked problems you can minimize the impact of these problems with the help of using the design thinking. We have a few methods which could actually solve it. You must have all heard about the Ro-Ro ferry or the roll-on roll-off ferry in the Konkan railways. So here, instead of the trucks running on the roads, these trucks are loaded on the railway tracks, on the wagons, and the one particular engine will take 40 trucks loaded with goods to the destination, because this area near Konkan area, there is a lot of traffic jam, and if there is one accident, there are traffic blockages for 14 to 15 hours. In order to solve this, design thinking could come out with Ro-Ro services, roll-on roll-off services, where 40 wagons, they go together, and the trucks, along with the cleaner and the driver, they sit and they rest for about 8 to 10 hours because the engine driver is driving their trucks to the destination. That actually saves a lot of fuel, because 40 trucks multiplied by the diesel, the amount of diesel that it contains, and so on. Yes, these are some of the principles that get solved to a large extent. I wanted to talk about one problem which my student from Sudan, we had a foreign student at my institute. His name was Idris. That time Idris was a 33 years old gentleman. He was married, but the only problem with him was he only knew 2 words in English when he came to study at my institute. We run an MBA institute, and he was a foreign student sponsored by ICCR. So he only knew Arabic language and 2 words, yes and no. Now, how difficult it is to teach him all the subjects in all the 4 semesters in English. So what he did, he took the help of, Google Translate in order to take the notes, understand it in Arabic, take the notes in transliterated Arabic English, but translated in Arabic, and then he used the entire first semester. He utilized Google translation tool in order to understand all the 7 subjects. Of course, he failed in 5 subjects in the very first semester, but that by the end of the fourth semester, he could manage to pass with flying colors. Today, he is the manager of a very big multinational company abroad. So now the question may arise: how design thinking came into picture? No, this was the wicked problem which we all face. Had there been some tool which could actually help him, because we could not afford a translator. Just like in Rajya Sabha, you must have seen the politicians and the Rajya Sabha member sitting with a, the translation with a headphone, where there is a translator at the other end who could, translate all the languages, and they could hear it in their own preferred language. But as a self-financed MBA institute, it was out of our reach. So I was thinking that if there could have been some tool at that time, it could have been very, very easy for my student Idris to clear MBA with flying colors. Even the difficulty that which he faced for a very long period of time, he could have avoided that. So the design thinking could have helped him to a large extent. Here's the example of Parker pen. Now, we all prefer Parker as a gifting tool, okay, gifting pen. Generally, Parker, we always like to have that arrow mark of Parker displayed on in our pocket, and we always feel privileged when somebody gifts a Parker to us. Now, Parker was feeling a slump in the sales, and they approached some people, and then they were asked that, what do you want? Do you want Parker pen to be sold on a gas station or a petrol pump? So, when you ask somebody that, what do you want somebody to, do you want Parker pen to be sold each and every nook and corner of a particular state in a country? If the answer is no, that means you need to focus, or you need to segment the market in such a manner so that it emerges as a premium product. So they took the lesson, that one very simple question which was asked by the consultant, that would your pen be sold at a gas station? This was answered, no, we don't prefer to sell it at a gas station. And that could change the entire perspective of the people behind Parker, and they could come with something now which is a history. Now we all know what is the positioning in the minds of customers of Parker pen. So there are a lot of examples that I have included. Now, this is a phenomenal product where women who are suffering from insulin deficiency. Now, this particular bindi, which every woman in North India and the eastern part, in South India as well, there are some bindi, sticker bindis. So some amount of iodine can be absorbed by your skin. So actually, these bindis were they're covered with some iodine patches. And these iodine patches were applied along with the bindi. So a woman would apply a bindi for 7 to 8 hours per day, and the iodine deficiency that got reduced to a large extent. So this was an initiative taken by one NGOs with the help of design thinkers, and they could solve this problem of getting rid of iodine deficiency just by wearing a bindi throughout the day, for which you don't have to make any effort. Okay, so again, one very innovative product where the school bag, a cardboard school bag, will serve as a writing desk as well. These are all selling. Now, just imagine a child who needs to go undergo, this treatment in a hospital. How boring and how routinized this process looks. Even we don't like to go under the scanner. Okay, in fact, nobody likes to go to a hospital. Okay, unless it is an emergency. But what if the same images gets transformed into this? Okay, something which reminds you about Jungle Book, Disney images. Okay, lively environment. Yes, the child is sick. Of course, that's a reality. We cannot change it. But what if we come up with this surrounding which soothes a child and try to minimize the problem to the large extent? Okay, so empathy map actually goes by asking you that what your customers say to you, how they think, how they do, how they actually do their work, and what they actually feel about a particular product or service. Now, let me ask the audience. I know you're all muted, but just think and just have an answer for yourself. Whenever there is a 5-star hotel, an ordinary man will never think of entering to a 5-star hotel, right? Because the physical evidence or the ambience even outside the 5-star hotel is pompous. It's very, very, it gives a very pompous feel.
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir. It may be muted from your side. Voice is not audible, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's now audible, sir.
How many minutes did you miss, sir?
Just now, sir. Just
Okay,
your screen.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. So now this is this is the empathy map, which talks about how your customer feel, what they say, what they do, and what they feel. Okay, so now here's one example. Now, what are the key messages the user is saying? How are they talking about the products or service experience? For example, you must have heard customers saying that this is very costly for me. This product is too costly for me. I cannot afford it. Okay, so whether that product is actually costly or not, let the producer decide. Okay, then think, what might the user be thinking about that product? In one of the survey made for cat food, pet, food especially made for your pet cat in the European countries, it was found by placing CCTV cameras for the volunteers that every customer who had a pet, they used to actually taste the food meant for their pets before actually putting it in the bowl of the cat, because they used to consider the cats to be their own child. That was the empathy with the pet. Okay, that was the love for the cat. So this was something very strange. We generally don't chew a dog food meant for dog. Okay, but that particular brand of cat food was being tasted by the owners of those cats. Okay, so which was very strange, and that people could only notice it. The producer could notice when they came out with this survey of these customers. Actions, what actions and behavior have you observed of the customers via Delphi technique, or you might go for participatory rural appraisal methods, where you meet the villagers, try to get an idea about what are the problems they are facing and so on. And most importantly, the feeling. Okay, now he's a teacher whose neck keeps on, because there is an overhead projector which is projecting, and every time she wants to read, she will turn back in order to read for the audiences, and this makes school assemblies very boring. Okay, so design thinkers came out with this unique solution of a lectern. This is an electronic lectern where the teacher need not turn her head over and over again to read from the screen. Okay, and now 5 whys techniques could be utilized by all of you. Okay, so now what are the 5 whys? So why are some assemblies boring? So if you keep on asking the why 5 times, you might probably get an answer. So if there is I'm sure when you were in your school, there were assemblies where prayers, national anthems were sung and so on. Okay, so now first you ask them why some school assemblies are boring. So because the person speaking does not know what to speak till a week before. Second why doesn't the person find out what to speak? Because we allocate them at the beginning of the year. Most people don't remember which topic we're given. Why don't they remember? Because they are on the calendar, but they are often changed. The school calendar is always changed. So what to speak upon, they don't know. And then again, the fourth why do they get changed? Why do the calendars get changed? Because there are a few events throughout the year that will interrupt the schedule. Okay, and then again the fifth why does the schedule not take account of this event when it is written? Okay, so and so on, and so ultimately you will find an answer. So there is a technique in design thinking where you keep on asking at least 5 times why. For example, why people get less interested in a Zoom meeting? Then you will say that because most of the cameras are switched off. Why the cameras are switched off? Because people are conscious. Why are they conscious? because they're not well dressed. Why they're not well dressed, and so on. So you can keep on getting why, and get some iteration process which would give the answer. So now, in a nutshell, how might we ensure that assemblies are relevant and useful when scheduled each year and term? Okay, so yes. Now, I would like to say that there are a lot of things to talk about, but I just wanted to concentrate. Here are my inputs, and here is the crux and conclusion of whatever I delivered over a period of 2.5 years across some institutes where I have delivered various sessions on design thinking. And there are some problems which I'll also pose in front of you, whether you could solve it or not. For example, you have 2 or 3 pairs of shoes and you have limited budget. How can you make a new pair of shoe every day? Okay. If you have answers, you can type it in the chat box. Again, I'll repeat the question. I'm talking about gentlemen, the students, young students, boy students who have joined this Zoom meeting. Let me ask this question again. You have 2 to 3 pairs of shoes, formal shoes, which you wear for your college. Now, if you want to try new shoes every day, what can be done? How can you solve this with the help of design thinking? Okay, so how can you use design thinking? If you have answers, we'll take the answers at the end of this presentation. So you can type the answers in the chat box. So how can I use design thinking in commerce and business management education? So the teachers might ask the students, does the problem exist that can only have one right answer, or can it have many right answers? There could be many right answers. There was a technique called Aerorama, which was used a few years ago, where 72 different scents were released in a movie via air conditioners. So there was a movie called The Great Wall, it actually practiced and introduced scents or smell while watching the movies. Now, right now, when we watch movies in a theater or a movie hall, we can only see the 3D, okay, with the help of 3-dimensional or sometimes a 5-dimensional. But they introduce scents also. You can have, if there is a flower garden, actually the aroma of flowers was released via air conditioners. But this experiment actually failed. 72 different fragrances were introduced. Even the fragrance or the, we cannot say exactly the fragrance, but the smell of how a tiger, the tiger who is roaming in a jungle smell like, okay, even that particular aroma was added in the movie, and the movie was actually watched by a lot of people, but people did not receive the usage of 72 different types of smells which were introduced in the movies. That particular experiment failed. The reason behind that was nobody wanted to see the smell, okay, or actually experience smell or aroma while watching a movie. Just imagine if you have seen Slumdog Millionaire, Oscar, okay, A.R. Rahman got Oscar for one of the songs of Slumdog Millionaire. Okay, so now imagine the first scene where the child prodigy, he falls in the shit. Okay, now can you imagine if there is a smell of shit going in the theater hall, and people just holding their nose, closing their nose in this manner? Just imagine such a. So nobody asked, nobody wanted to get introduced, okay, have the smell or the aroma introduced in a movie. So ask your students, ask the people who are involved in the design thinking, do they actually have one answer to a question or many answers to the same, or just one right answer is there? For example, how to eradicate poverty? Will education eradicate poverty in India? Will livelihood eradicate poverty in India? Is employment opportunity, will the employment schemes, different schemes of the government, state government and the central government schemes eradicate poverty? You can have various answers, right? Now, introduce empathy. So the first step in design thinking is to have empathy. So when the child is very young, you should try to have, earlier when I was a kid, we had a subject called moral science in our school, moral science, where we were taught how to help your elders and so on. Now I don't find such subjects in the school syllabus. Moral science has, slowly it has been removed. So life lessons, moral science, all these skills will make you more empathetic. Once you are more empathetic to the daily problems of your life, you could bring some solutions. Because try to talk to your school watchman, okay, or the college watchman who has a night duty. Ask him, how does he feel when he has a night duty? Does he feel tired? Whether his legs ache when he goes back to his house? After going home, does he sleep immediately, or he has to go to the market and so on? Talk to people and try to bring some solutions. I'm sure design thinking could touch upon our lives, not just commerce and education, but we can have a better India because of that. So, Dr. Fani Kumar ji, how many minutes are still remaining?
Sir, actually, 10 minutes more, sir.
10 more minutes.
4:30.
Yeah, I'll definitely sum up and try to sum up this as early as possible. Yeah. So I'm coming on the verge of completion. Identify an issue of an education institute that requires immediate action. So whether it is, funding, whether you want more charity for the school, whether there is some environmental concern or not, try to get this. Announce at least 3 days of design thinking festival in your school or your college. If you can introduce a similar festivals introduced in a few schools in Ahmedabad in Gujarat, and which was, where the participating institute of National Institute of Design, and students need to go and had a design thinking workshop where they would come with any sort of ideas which could solve the wicked problems. Then you had we have one more solution. How can you think like a design thinker? Is design created by students should not end in a dustbin. Whatever is the solution suggested by the students, you should try to showcase those in the school compound, fix them on the walls, try to have an exhibition where some new designs which are created by the students or some solutions created by the students could get appreciations by the people who are invited to judge. You can also invite judge who could judge these designs. Then you think like a Ravan. Ravan has 10 different heads. So find out 10 different versions like Ravana of the same questions. Okay, so ask the question in different manner. We can try that. Why plasma screen TV did not work very well in India? Okay, or we can say that what was the reason that plasma screen TV were not very well received by the TV users or TV audiences of India? Or we can ask why consumers preferred LED screen TV over plasma screen TV. Or you can ask a question like that: why did producer not take more interest in making plasma TV more popular in India? Okay, so ask various versions of the same questions. So maybe the answer would be different. Okay, for example, when I say I have eaten 10 bananas, so the emphasis is different. When I say I have eaten 10 bananas, so that means I have eaten, I have not thrown away 10 bananas. Then when I say I have eaten 10 bananas, that means not 1, not 2, but 10 bananas. Then when I emphasize on banana, I have eaten 10 bananas. So it is not 1, it is not apple, not orange, but it is banana. Okay, the way I just shifted my emphasis on the word, the meaning changed. Similarly, you should be asking question in a different manner. Ask your student to read a lot of books, because we have stopped reading now. Even if we get something on Instagram Reels, we would prefer to read that thing on Reels only. Okay, not even reading or opening the book. Read a lot of book to become a design thinker, and watch a lot of inspiring movies in order to become a design thinker. Keep writing your ideas in a journal. Okay, sometimes again just before 5 minutes, I asked you a question that how can you have new pair of shoes every time if you have only 2 to 3 pairs of shoes in your college, because you are not earning. You can buy shoes only when your parents give you as a pocket money. So how can you have a new pair of shoes? So again, if you have answers, you can post it. Now, when you have some abstract ideas, start writing in your journal. Make your students jack of all but master of one. Try to have skill of at least one thing which makes you a master of one. Jack of all trades and master of none is an old saying, old adage. Okay, you have to at least become master of one. Say tele software, or maybe machine learning or using of Python or using advanced Excel in the best possible manner. Listen to TED Talks. TED Talks are my favorite. Okay, TED defines technology, education, design, or so on. Okay, so there are various TED Talks, and TED Talks, the best part of TED Talks are they get finished up to 17 to 20 minutes. So the best TED Talks are available. TED Talks will open the lock of your mind. So if you really want to become a design thinker, go for a TED Talk. Bend the time. Now, how do you bend the time? To bend the time, take some funny pictures. You can try that. If you let your child apply lipstick, if you are a professor, okay, and you're a male professor, let your girl apply lipstick on your lips and enjoy that moment, and take that photograph and put it in the list of 365, okay, one of the best days of 365 days. Okay, bend the time, because otherwise it's going to be a routine time. And when you go to the flashback of your life, you will never realize that how wonderful the time was. We COVID came and went away. We lost some of our very near and dear ones, especially in Gujarat. So many people died. I also lost a lot of my students. So now we don't know whether troublesome times or turbulent times are going to come in the future, but try to have 365 days, each day, take a photograph with the family, some enjoyable moment, put it in a calendar or put it in the hard drive of a computer and make a calendar of events of 365 days. This is how you bend your time. Bending of time will give you much, clutter-free mind. Okay, your mind will become free from clutter, unwanted memory, and then you will come out with something very, very interesting and very, very interesting solution for the near and dear ones and for the people whom you care. Okay, so I would conclude with the concluding remarks. When the why is clear, how is easy. When you know why you want to do this, then how to do this becomes very, very easy. Okay, so this is something I did it from my journal when I visited the United Kingdom. I promised myself that every day I will have a picture which is funny, which makes me smile, my family smile, and then I can enjoy when I become old, and then I can take my journey further to be a good design thinker. Okay, everybody has an empathy. Everyone is a man full of emotions. Okay, we are all human beings dealing with human beings. Okay, we are not robots. It's good that still artificial intelligence has not taken or has not made our life a hell. I'm sure in the near future, AI is going to take over our lives. Before that, just enjoy the life. Be a great thinker, be a great design thinker. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful delivery. It's now the time to open the query session. I request all the participants who are participating in this webinar. You can ask any kind of questions and clarifications with respect to today's concept. May I request all the participants to on your video presentations, because from the right beginning of this session, all are closed over cameras. That's a wonderful cooperation, but now it's on your cameras. Thank you very much, sir. I'm very happy to visualize Subramaniam, sir. He is from the St. Anne's College and working as head of the Department of Commerce, which is located in Eluru, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We feel very happy to put any kind of queries before the resource persons.
No, sir. No, sir. No.
I request the rest of the faculty members and the faculty members who are in charge for the students of our college can also put any kind of questions on behalf of our students. I request Lavanya Madam and Kotesrao Garu and other the faculty members of our college who are engaged in the students' audiovisual room. You can put any kind of questions on behalf of your students. So I think no questions from no queries from the Lavanya ma'am. Can you put any kind of questions from the students?
Sir, I would just like to say that if there are two possibilities, either the student did not understand anything or they understood everything. Only then you will have no questions, right?
I think the second one is the right side because they understood very well because all our students are very eager and enthusiastic about the recent trends in commerce. So in the morning session we give a brief session regarding the theme line of this webinar. So there is, I think there is no questions from sir.
Panikumar sir,
Sir, tell me, sir.
can I interact with any student?
Yeah, ma'am, Lavanya ma'am.
Just an interaction. Because if someone is not asking questions, then I just wanted to interact.
Definitely, ma'am. Definitely, sir. I request Lavanya ma'am to give the camera to anyone student who are ready to interact with the.
I won't ask any questions.
Can you?
Any student, for that matter. But just an interaction, no questions or something like that. I won't ask any questions.
So the
nobody. No problem. No, I'm not asking. I won't ask any questions. I'm just repeating. I won't ask any questions. I'll just interact out of my mind.
So I request Lavanya ma'am to see the focus your camera to the students.
Any random student. Any random student. Just to know about because
this is our strength, sir.
There are many students. I'm very happy seeing them.
Most of the students are from the these are the girl students studying the first year.
Anyone, why they are why they are so hesitant, huh?
Not hesitant, sir, but feeling very shy because they are from the rural areas and just joined.
Give the phone to any one student, random, no problem. I'll make them speak. I'll make them speak. Don't worry. They're covering the faces. No, first I'll just tell them. I hope they're listening to me.
Ma'am, yes, sir. It's audible, sir. I request all the students. The students on the make it chala manchi avakasham. Manchi the faculty members baga the chakka chapdan siddhanga unnaru. వాళ్ళు జస్ట్ మీతో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవుదాం అనుకుంటున్నారు. చక్కగా మీరు మాట్లాడండి.
At least 5 minutes, at least 2 minutes, let us say.
Yes. ఒకళ్ళు ఆల్రెడీ ఉడిపి డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ నుంచి ఒకళ్ళు గుజరాత్ నుంచి ఉన్నారు. వాళ్ళతో మీకు వాళ్ళ యూనివర్సిటీ ప్రొఫెసర్స్ మాట్లాడడానికి కూడా మనకి అపాయింట్మెంట్ తీసుకోవాలి. అలాంటి మీకోసం వాళ్ళు వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నారు. They are waiting to have a interaction with you. It's a great opportunity to all of you. Come forward.
Feeling very shy.
Yes, sir. That's what I said. I request
I'll just tell them, sir, 1 minute, please. I just tell them they need to open up. Actually, they need to learn to know how to speak to strangers. See, how to speak to strangers, how to handle the strangers. Like I am a strange person, maybe I am a strange person. then they need to know how to, they can make out, right? What I am speaking, they can understand, right? Panikumar sir.
Yes, sir. Actually,
They can understand, right? So
yes, sir. They can.
need to know, because unless they go to the unknown places, unless
Sir,
they explore. One student is there. One student.
One
yes.
student is ready, sir. Yes.
Yes. Tell me. I'll just interact. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Hi. How are you?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
స్టూడెంట్ ని బయటకు తీసుకురండి అమ్మా. అక్కడ మొత్తం లొకేట్ అయ్యి రీసౌండ్ వస్తుంది. బయటకు తీసుకురండి. బయటకు తీసుకురండి. ఒకసారి దాంట్లో లొకేట్ అయ్యి రీసౌండ్ రాకుండా. అండ్ యా, నో ఇట్స్ ఓకే. మాట్లాడండి.
What's your name?
కెమెరాని ముందు.
What's your name?
Sir,
What's your name?
I'm not audible, sir.
What's your name? You're audible. You just tell me what's your name.
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
My name is Ganesh, sir. I'm studying degree first year in Sir J.R. Reddy College, Thomas, in Eluru, sir.
Very good, very good. You're studying in first year degree, right? You're doing
Yes.
BCom?
Yes, sir.
You're doing BCom?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do you want to become in life?
First, I want to complete my graduation, sir, and I'll after go to an MCom in Sir C.R. Reddy College. After, I want to settle in a commerce platform, sir.
Okay. You want to join a company, you want to join a bank, you want to become a teacher. What do you want to become?
Yes, sir. I want to become a bank manager, sir, because it is directly the economy, but it's dealing of the commerce.
Okay. You want to join a bank means, have you browsed through or searched in Google how to join a bank? Did you search?
Yes, sir. It will be taken an examination of the entrance, and it will take an interview after we submit the several certificates, sir.
Very good. Then you want to join a bank means you have to prepare for exams, right?
Yes, sir. I'm also preparing to the bank references, sir.
Very good. I appreciate your interest. I appreciate your commitment. I appreciate you for taking commerce education. Very good. Do good work. All the best.
Thank
All the best. You can get inside.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I request any other participant. I request Sri Kotesrao garu.
Panikumar sir. If they have any
Sir.
issues with language, ask your teachers to translate. Let them ask questions in Telugu itself. No problem. If they have any issues regarding language, they may be hesitant to speak in English, right?
Yes.
So if
Yes,
they
sir.
are hesitant to speak, let them ask in Telugu. Let some other teacher translate it. Because maybe it is 10 minutes.
ఫ్యాకల్టీ మెంబర్స్ ఎవరైనా కనుక మాట్లాడదలుచుకుంటే తెలుగులో మీరు మాస్టర్ చెప్తే వాళ్ళు
That
మాట్లాడతారు.
can also be done.
కోటేశ్వరరావు గారు అండ్ శ్రీనివాస్ గారు, హేమంత్ గారు, అలాగే అక్కడ ప్లేస్మెంట్ సెల్ నుంచి కూడా ఎవరైనా సెకండ్ ఇయర్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎవరైనా ఉన్నా ఫైనల్ ఇయర్ స్టూడెంట్స్ నుంచి కూడా కొంచెం మీరు ఇన్స్పైర్ చేసి మాట్లాడించండి. ఇట్ విల్ బి బెటర్. వాళ్ళతో ఇంగ్లీష్ లో మాట్లాడలేకపోతే తెలుగులో మీరు అడగండి, దాన్ని కన్వే చేయండి.
I just wanted to tell the participants that this is a good initiative. Actually, not every institution conducts this kind of a workshop, online workshop. Bring some resource person. Maybe I'm very small. I'm just not claiming anything. There are very good resource person all over. Some new persons, bringing them to the students. It's a great initiative. The students are very much lucky there. Even Professor Uday Bhaskar was telling that institution is very good. That's what he was mentioning. So I just request the students to get the benefits. I just request the students to make use of these kind of opportunities that are provided by the teachers, good teachers, and the department heads and the principals of the institution, so that they can develop themselves. That's what is my vision. And I also request each one of you to give me feedback, so that where I can develop. Even I am requesting Rathod ji, Harishchandra Singh, Dr. Harishchandra Singh Rathod ji, to give me a feedback. I'll send my email ID here, because I am just new person to this kind of ventures.
Definitely.
I'm very much happy to be with you, sir. This momentum. I'm very much happy to be with you to listen to your words.
I'm also very glad. I'm also very glad to share this space, virtual space, with you as a co-resource person. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any queries from the participants who are on the webinar? From the faculty members? Sir, I think actually there is no queries from the faculty members. With your permission, shall we go to the vote of thanks proposal?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. So it's a great pleasure to be a part of this webinar. I'm very grateful to today's resource person, Dr. Venkatram Bhatt Garu, and Dr. Harishchandra Singh Rathod ji. And your presentation is beyond our expectations, and especially the downtrend, the explanations, and the way of giving the content is very smart and very useful to our students. And especially from in case of the Venkatram Bhatt Garu, the nice we received a nice presentation from your side, and also the Dr. Harishchandra Singh Rathod Garu, the marvelous presentation on digital, especially the illustrations which you quoted to the school students, invited by the school students, and like a CT scan, the projectors, how they have to mold the hospital atmosphere to it's a kind of new thought, and it's especially a kind of a critical situation faced by the parents as well as the students, as well as the children. Whenever they entered into such a kind of tough situations. So this is a kind of smart thinking using the digital technologies, and what you said is right exactly, sir. In case of the Venkatram Bhatt Garu, the clean mind and the clean thought, it itself makes the mind very useful, and the technological base is very essential to make ourselves very clean and very supportive. And in case of Harish Singh Rathod Garu, whatever the illustrations you given towards the digital contents, the digital activities, those are very useful for the students. And it's not simply we are conveying thanks to our content delivered by you, but it's a word from our bottom of my heart that a thank is a word which we can physically convey to make ourselves more come together, sir. So thank you very much from our institution side for accepting our proposals with a single proposal from the Uday Bhaskar Garu, and for your consideration and a soft corner towards our institution. We are very fortunate to have an eminent person from the outside of our state. And also we are hoping the same kind of cooperation in further also, if the time permits, and if our students are very fortunate, definitely in short period we come to a proposal to have a physical kind of interaction with yourself, making a kind of guest lectures and other national seminars, etc.
Sir, I would love to come to Andhra Pradesh to meet all of you.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. Well, warm welcome to you. And definitely, I will bring the same kind of proposal to my higher authorities, principal and other things, other persons, and make this session. We are very eager to have a physical interaction with you, both of you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Panikumar
you
sir,
very
there is a question in the chat box.
much.
Panikumar sir,
Yes, sir.
there is a question in the chat box.
Respect participants, sir. What are the reasons for design thinking fails? What are the reasons for design thinking fails? It's
Yes,
a question from the participant.
Yes, sir. I've already replied to that question with in the chat box itself. Yes.
So that's already cleared by the resource person, sir.
Yes, sir.
So on this digital platform, I especially convey my sincere thanks to Professor Uday Bhaskar Garu, from Adikavi Nanna University, Rajamahendra, who directed me on right path, which makes today's webinar feasible and possible, purposeful. My sincere thanks to the honorable management members from Sarsayaradi educational institutions and representatives, Dr. K.S. Vishnumohan Garu, correspondent of Sarsayaradi College, and the Sri Kana Srinivas Garu, who is a correspondent of Sarsayaradi PG courses, and Kalgar Sivaram Krishna Prasad Garu is a correspondent of Sarsayaradi College for intermediate courses, who grant necessary permissions and financial support for successful completion of this national webinar. It's my responsibility to convey my sincere thanks to our in-charge principal, Sri K. Visweswara Garu, who extends his support for making necessary arrangements to make this webinar possible. And especially, I convey my sincere thanks to Dr. K. A. Ramaraj Garu, who is a principal of our college, a continuous support and giving a right kind of extended a supportive hand to make all the events proposed by our department feasible and possible. And also I extend my Dr. K. Virabhadra Garu, principal of intermediate courses, for his affectionate words when I approached him. And also I extend my sincere thanks to VRS Satish Babu Elavarthi, Director Sarsayaradi PG courses, for his positive concern towards our activities. I especially convey my sincere thanks to Dr. G. Ramu Garu, coordinator for IQAC, and also my beloved friend Sri V. Swaroop Garu, who extended his technical support, which makes today's webinar grand success, and who extended his support to even it is the day or night, whatever it is. So he extended the entire support to make the webinar technically very fantastic and marvelous. And I extend my sincere thanks to my department members, both PG and UG, and extend my sincere thanks to our convener, Sri A. Vijay Kumar Garu, the head of the department of PG courses, Commerce. And I extend my sincere thanks to all the faculty members of UG and PG for extending their wonderful support to make this webinar completed in a fantastic way. And I finally extend my sincere thanks to all the faculty members who accepted my proposal and accepted my invitation to join in this national webinar, and makes the webinar very feasible and grand success. And also I extend my sincere thanks to the student friends who spend their time and they grab the knowledge from the eminent personalities from various states. Finally, I thanks to all the persons who are from the non-teaching staff and the supporting staff who made this webinar purposeful and useful and fruitful, sir. Thank you very much to all the participants. And I convey once again thanks to Dr. Venkatram Bhatt Garu and Harish Chandra Singh Rathod Garu for immediate acceptance of my proposal with a kind concern, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. I will keep in touch with you and after this completion of the webinar. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And I request all the thank you, sir. And I request all the faculty members who joined this webinar to fill the feedback form after completion of this webinar, and the feedback form will be placed in the group itself, and we will send the auto-generated certificates to the respective emails. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. With this, we are going to conclude. Sir, tell me, sir.
One last word. So thankful to you, and I request you to give me a feedback about my session after later on. And I wish the student participants and friends to make use of this kind of workshops, because a lot of efforts are required to organize this kind of workshops. Homework is required. Clerical work is involved. Contacting people is involved. So I request the student friends to make use of this kind of workshops and actively participate in this kind of workshops, so that they will get better opportunities in the future. Thank you, Panikumar sir, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Now it's the time to play the national anthem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind. Jai Hind, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. With this, we are closing today's webinar. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.